So I decided to go ahead and put some of this Pappy's Patina clear coat on here. I could spend a month sanding and wiping and polishing and wiping and sanding and cleaning, and you know what? Sometimes I just get tired of it. I'm just like, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna slap some on there. She ain't perfect, but she never has been, and that's always been okay with me. So I need to close down that door and let my eyes adjust to it not being quite so bright in here. It says in the instructions to not do this in bright sunlight. So let's talk a little bit about Pappy's Patina. I bought some of this stuff, put it on the rat rod. I put it over rust, ugly paint, multiple layers of cracked paint, screwed on tag plates, and all manner of stuff. It did a great job of making that car look better. And what I mean by that is whereas before it was just a very dusty, dirty kind of look and feel, afterwards it was smooth and clear, but all the parts that I wanted to be seen, I could see underneath it. So I mean, to me it did a great job. Now I saw a guy on YouTube the other day, and he had a big headline say, Pappy's Patina, blah, blah, blah. I can make it for free and waste your money, ain't no good. Well, what happens on things like that is, like a lot of things when it comes to any viewing mechanism where people get paid for how many people look at it. If you want people to look at what you're doing, you say something controversial, well, people will look at it and see what you got to say. And I'll give you an example. Let's just suppose I had a jar of liquid that you could drink and it would cure all types of cancer. And everybody knew this and it worked great. And then I wanted people to look at me, so I'd come along and say, that cancer cure ain't no good. You drink 3 bottles of, you drink my special potion, which I'll tell you all about in this video. And you don't have to pay all that money you have to pay to get that special cancer cure. You can use mine and it's absolutely free. Well, that probably might not be true, but it doesn't matter if it's true or not, because people are going to look at it to see what you got there, to see if it is something that they might be interested in doing. Well, that's the same thing, I think, with this. Some guy makes a big video, he puts a lot of glary, bright orange paint on there, like a big headline, look at me, and he's basically saying this stuff ain't no good. Well, I got news for you. This stuff is very good. Having it on the rat rod, and it's sitting basically out in the weather for about a year now, I can take you down there and show you. It looks fabulous. So, here's how I'm mixing it. I had an old can here, and I poured it into this little pudding cup, and I had this much left in that can. So I measured the pudding cup level by a bottle cap. That bottle cap is just about level with where I'm at on the pudding cup. And then I took this can and I poured 8 pudding cups. So I measured the level right up to the top of that and poured them in this container. Now this is the catalyst right here. So that can sit there and it ain't gonna hurt anything, and this can sit there and it ain't gonna hurt anything. But when I pour this into that and mix it up, I'm gonna need to apply that within a certain amount of time because it's gonna get hard. So I've got this poured in there. I've got this poured in there. I've got several sponges and different things to coat it with. And when I get through talking to y'all, I'm gonna get out some of them sponges, take them out of the wrap, set them over here on the table, and I'm gonna start on the roof of this car, because that's really like the biggest single area, and it's also the area that'd be hard to get to. For example, if I did the side of the car and then I tried to reach over the roof, well, I'd be touching the side of the car with my legs. So I'm gonna start on the roof and work my way over to the edges on both sides, and I'm putting it right over this because I want it to stay on there. And yeah, this is really rough, but in a way, having it be really rough is good, because then you'll get to see what a good job it does dealing with something that's really rough and all that. So with that said, I'm gonna let's see, I'm gonna open my sponges, and I think I'll set you here. Maybe I can get a better spot to sit you, because you can only see part of the roof when I do it that way. Maybe I'll sit you here. I think you can just about pretty much see the whole roof of the car, which is I'm going to be doing. Now I'm probably going to be starting off with one of these big sponges because I want to cover a big area. And probably what I'll do is squeeze the whole sponge down in there and then squeeze it out and then start rubbing it. I'm going to try to rub it kind of all the way from front to back. I'm going to start on the other side. I've got a little stool over there to stand on. And I've got some smaller little sponges for places like where I'm going to work around the glass where I don't want to get this stuff on the glass and stuff like that. I haven't yet poured in my catalyst. I'm just making sure I've got everything ready. I do want to get this set up over here, which is basically something to stand on. See, from here, I can reach all the way out to the middle. So I'm just going to dump in my catalyst, like I said, and mix it up right now. Now I'm going to keep my catalyst cup separate from my other cup. That way when I get ready to do this again, I can use the same cup. And I'm going to wet my sponge right here by pushing it all the way down in that and letting it soak into it. And then I'm going to squeeze it out so it's not drippy. I don't want it to be running on top of the car or running down the glass or anything like that. So basically I've got a sponge. By the way, when you buy this stuff, application tool, it's kind of like a little sponge sewn inside of the cloth. I used up all the ones they sent me, so I just went out and bought sponges from Home Depot. And I'm going to start right in the middle, and here we go. Tell I need a wetter sponge to cover this middle part. What I'm going to try to do is go all the way to the back, come across above the glass. Try to do the same thing right here. Probably stand to have that be a little wetter. So I'm going to wet this again and get it a little wetter than that. Try it again. So that's got a lot of imperfect, I don't know how to describe it, it doesn't look perfect, but I'm curious to see how it's going to look once it dries, so I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to mix up some more. I'm going to go toward the hood. I'm going to do the hood out to the front end. I'm going to do the trunk out to the back end, and then we'll take another look at it.